Today I'm at Manhattan Motor Cars in New York City with not one, but two brand new Bugattis. Here we've got the Chiron Super Sport, and over there we've got the Chiron Pur Sport. Let's first take a look at the Chiron Super Sport. This is a long-tail Chiron that's slippier and lighter than the regular Chiron. Starting at $3.9 million, this car is designed to deliver high-speed stability and refinement. This car is similar to the Super Sport 300 Plus car that was created to commemorate the record-breaking 300 mile per hour Chiron. However, the Super Sport doesn't have the 300 Plus model's record-breaking top speed. This car has a top speed of 273 miles per hour. This car has all of the same bodywork and performance upgrades as the 300 Plus, but unlike the 300 Plus, which is limited to 30 units, the Super Sport is not a limited production run. So this model is intended to be more comfortable and usable in everyday use. Even though the top speed of the Super Sport is limited to 273 miles per hour, it's still faster than the Chiron Sport, which has a top speed of 261 miles per hour. Unlike the regular Chiron and Chiron Sport, the Super Sport has been upgraded to a more powerful version of Bugatti's 8-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine that uses new turbochargers and a revised cylinder head to make 1,577 horsepower. So this car and the 300 Plus both make the same amount of horsepower. This version has a redline of 7,100 RPM. Peak torque of 1,180 pound-feet is unchanged from the lesser cars, but is accessible over a broader spread from 2,000 RPM to 7,000 RPM. So 7th gear in the dual clutch transmission has been elongated to deliver the higher speeds. Bugatti doesn't quote a 0 to 60 time, but says 0 to 124 miles per hour comes in just 5.8 seconds, and 0 to 186 miles per hour happens in 12.1 seconds. Like both the record-setting car and the 300 Plus, the Super Sport has revised bodywork designed to help it at high speeds. This package was designed in conjunction with Dallara, the famous race car chassis builder, and features a rear deck that is around 10 inches longer to help hold laminar airflow to the body for as long as possible to reduce drag. The elongated bodywork out back and the revised fascia allow for enough downforce to cruise at triple digits in supreme comfort. The head of chassis development says, even on long bends taken at high speeds, the rear remains calm and neutral, resulting in a very composed drive. Our focus at top speed is on absolute driving stability coupled with comfort. When you see this car in person and even in photos, you could definitely tell that it's longer than the Chiron and Chiron Sport. The chassis and suspension have been modified to cope with the higher speeds, with a new steering system and new dampers with harder springs to maintain stability towards terminal velocity. The exhaust pipes have also been relocated from their central position on the regular Chiron to split pairs on either side of the larger rear diffuser. There are 4 driving modes to choose from: EB, handling, Autobahn, and top speed. Deliveries will begin in early 2022, and I must admit I am very excited to start seeing customer cars and seeing all the different specs that people opt for. This color here is a Viper Green. You've probably seen it before on Porsches and other cars. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely a bold choice. In the front, you've got your horseshoe grille and these large air intakes. There's even air intakes next to the headlights. A large carbon fiber front splitter. If we come around the side, you'll see these gorgeous gloss black wheels with black brake calipers. You see this little opening right here to channel air around the side of the car. More carbon fiber down here. Carbon fiber mirrors. At the top of each fender, you'll find 9 holes to help release pressure from the front wheel wells. You've got these little louvers here worked into the side of the fenders to release pressure from the front wheel wells, just like these 9 holes do. More exposed carbon fiber over here with a Chiron Super Sport plaque. When you look at the side of the car, you can see the iconic C shape, an air intake right here behind the door. If we come around to the back of the car, The wing is currently up. Doesn't that look amazing? Bugattis never fail to impress me. You've got a blacked out EB badge on the back, tons of exposed carbon fiber back here. It's up there, down here, the entire rear diffuser. You really can never have too much carbon fiber. At the back, you've got this expansive meshwork to release heat from the engine. Look how cool that green outline is on the engine covers. Of course, there's exposed carbon fiber. It says W16 here and 1600 here, which refers to the horsepower amount. I love the look of this piece right here. And one of the most interesting facts about this car is that it has carbon fiber windshield wipers. I'm curious how many of you guys knew that. I just learned that a year ago. So before a year ago, I had no idea these were made of carbon fiber. The key is right here in this pouch. It has leather on it, of course. Only the most premium materials. Right now, I'm going to unlock the car to show you the headlights. Check this out. How cool do those headlights look? These 4 luminous squares. Now I'm gonna lock it. This car definitely has the coolest light sequence I've ever seen. Now we're gonna unlock it again to check out the interior. Don't worry, that sound is normal. You've got green on the door sills and it says Super Sport. You also have this puddle light that says Chiron Super Sport. Exposed satin carbon fiber on the doors. This little stowaway storage right here. It's always nice to have storage in a $3.9 million hypercar. I just sat in this car and these seats are very comfortable. They look great with the diamond stitching. Of course, they're draped in leather. The entire cabin is, with just a little bit of Alcantara. You've got Alcantara on the steering wheel, as well as on the gear knob in the center. To save weight, these seats are made of carbon fiber. I wouldn't expect anything less in a Bugatti. What you'll notice in every Bugatti is the lack of a central infotainment screen. Everything is in the instrument cluster. You've got your speedometer in the center and it goes all the way up to 300 miles per hour. You've got one digital display on the left, another one on the right, and you can control what you see on those screens with the buttons on the steering wheel. So here you've got some volume buttons, phone call, favorites. On the right hand spoke you have these buttons to change the display. Down here we've got my favorite button in the whole car, launch control. And underneath that you've got this nice little Chiron script on the steering wheel. We've got the engine button on the right side and the driving mode switch on the left. You've got 4 general vehicle knobs in the center as well as your gear lever. You've got some storage right there as well as right here. And one of my favorite parts about the interior is the illuminated C shape. So in between the driver and the passenger you have this huge illuminated C that lights up the cabin, and at night it looks amazing. You guys know I love track focused hypercars, but I also love cars that are designed to go really fast, and the Super Sport is definitely that. Now let's take a look at a track-focused Chiron, the Chiron Pur Sport. With less weight, more grip, and shorter gearing, the Pur Sport is an even wilder Bugatti Chiron. It's the raw, track-focused version of the regular Chiron. It's more direct and engaging than both the Chiron and Chiron Sport. Starting at $3.6 million, only 60 units will be built. It's 110 pounds lighter than the Chiron, and it's fast and agile in corners. According to Bugatti, it's called Pur Sport because it's an unadulterated, uncompromising driving machine. Some of the differences from the regular Chiron include an expanded front splitter, which of course is exposed carbon fiber just like on the Super Sport. There's also larger air intakes and a differently shaped nose. The horseshoe grille is a bit wider too, and there are new air extractors built into the tops of the slightly reshaped front fenders. So these air vents in the front fenders increase downforce and aerodynamic performance. The exposed carbon fiber looks so good here. The back has a massive diffuser, and one of the coolest parts about this car is the thinly cut 3D printed exhaust pipes. The Pur Sport has a fixed rear wing that replaces the motorized unit on the lesser versions. What makes this car 110 pounds lighter than the regular Chiron is the removal of the complex electro-hydraulic wing and some of its sound insulation. At 218 miles per hour, the Pur Sport produces 110 pounds more downforce than the Chiron. Let's take a look at that light sequence again. Now let's take a look at the interior. Whereas the Super Sport had solid green in the door sill, here we've got exposed carbon fiber. Of course it says Pur Sport there, as well as Chiron Pur Sport puddle lights. This one has gray leather and Alcantara on the interior. The best part about this spec is the copper accents, so you'll see EB embroidered on the headrests in copper. You've also got copper on the wheels and the signature C shape. When I first saw the Pur Sport in April, it had black wheels, so now I'm glad that I get to see it with the copper wheels. You've got Chiron Pur Sport badging right there with exposed carbon fiber. The main difference between the Super Sport's interior and the Pur Sport's interior are these laser engraved patterns on the door. This one's also got blue stitching and some copper accents down there. Another difference that I noticed is that the engine button and the drive mode switch are red, not black, but the instrument cluster remains unchanged. You've got Alcantara on this steering wheel with a copper 12 o'clock marker and more copper in the center, as well as down there in that little storage area. This car is fitted with Sky View, which are these two glass panels that cost $62,000. They let natural light into the cabin. You've got tons of Alcantara on this interior, on the headliner, as well as on the doors, and even in the center here. Here's the window sticker. The total price is $3,893,300. That's definitely not cheap. Getting to check out these two Bugattis today was an amazing experience. They're both special in their own way. I want to know which one you guys prefer, the Pur Sport or the Super Sport. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.